has its journey, and I think it's the best time for the film to release is now, Diwali, where you can watch it with your family.
My ups and downs, and I've had my learnings, but I don't think that it's so much about comparison. I know somebody is having some release or something. I think the heroism is in being vulnerable and in being human and being able to overcome your weaknesses when the time arrives and when duty calls.
Hello everyone, this is Aishwarya from OTTplay and you're watching Show Reel. Today I'm so excited to have the team of Pippa, the charismatic actors Mrunal Thakur and Ishaan Khatter, and the visionary director Raja Krishna Menon.
Thank you.
So welcome to OTTplay.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you, Aishwarya.
The first question I want to ask you, Raja sir, the Battle of Garipur, it's not much known widely because Indo-Pak War is such a wider thing. I mean, there are stories like in every kilometer of whenever it took place. So how did you approach this specific story, because it's lesser known and it's stories on war, on Indian Army, it's kind of an education also for the viewers. So how did you approach and how did you educate yourself also about it?
Well, I actually, for some reason, have followed the Bangladesh Liberation War, and I still don't know why actually, but it's always, I just read up a lot of, I've been reading about it, so I didn't know about the Battle of Garipur, to be honest. But that came from the book that Brigadier Balram Singh Mehta wrote, The Burning Chaffies. When I read that, it sounded, incredible what happened, and it also kind of in many ways epitomized what happened during that 71 war, because a lot of it happened on the spur of the moment, people taking charge, people growing up, and so when I read that, I thought that was really fascinating, and it kind of in many ways encapsulated the entire liberation of that time. So that was very important for me. Secondly, to be honest, I didn't believe that we were capable of making a tank battle film. And and the problem
I've been controlling not to.
And the problem with me is when I believe something can't be done, then I get more attracted to that. And then I'm like, okay, let me see how we can do this. In fact, when we started off, I remember telling Sid Roy Kapoor, I said, there's no way we can make a tank battle film. It's not possible. We don't have the money, we don't have the wherewithal, we don't have the technology to do it. I mean, in right now, given time, money, all that. And he said, well, think about it and come back. And I said, okay, now I have to do it. Now, unfortunately, you're stuck in you've got the challenge, you've got to go in there. So that was the second part. And then, of course, when we get together, and when I say we, because no film is made by one person, the technical team and everybody else came together first to discuss whether we can actually make this film. Everyone shared that excitement and said, okay, now when we do this, now let's do this proper. And then of course, Ishaan and Mrunal and Priyanshu and all the other actors came on, and they were willing to go that mile to get it right. So that's how it all came together actually.
This movie was announced back in 2020 when it was, even the whole cast and everything was announced back in that. And since then, there has been back and forth because you wrapped the film, I think, a couple of years back, and people have been actually waiting because war story is something which a lot of people look forward to. So during this back and forth of where it is releasing, when will it release, what was going on your back of your mind? Like, because this is something people are anticipating, but as an artist also, you were also anticipating for people to watch the film.
You want to take it? Me? Well, for me, it was just a journey. So I'm in the end, all what it's about the journey and where you are. And like I said before, when I look back, I can only remember the good times. So to me, that's all that matters, right? And like anything, it's a journey. It's part of it.
And
well, we wanted the film to release as soon as but it takes time to make the film. There's a bit of VFX. The score is done by A.R. Rahman sir. I mean, I was so excited. And every film has its journey, and I think it's the best time for the film to release is now, Diwali, where you can watch it with your family. 10th November it is, and I'm really excited that the wait is going to be worth.
Yeah, I mean, you know how we say, she mentioned earlier in an interview that, every film's a baby and it takes 9 months. This is a big baby. it took a lot of work
Yeah,
from the very beginning, from the get go, and that's in the same string it continued. We thought typically that the larger part of the work is done when you finish shooting something like this. You're able to achieve it, but it took a lot of logistical planning, etc. That's when the job really began for the makers of the film, the producers, to determine the best way for it to arrive. And like she said, I think it's wonderful that we have a solo Diwali release.
Yeah.
And dhamakedar Diwali hogi with this film. It is a visceral film. It is a film that you have to feel, not just see, and hopefully people will be able to get that feeling in the comfort of their own homes in a celebratory time like Diwali. You have the time off. It's a big film.
Yeah.
It's going to be on your TV screens. So I think it's exciting, and I think it's the best time for it to come, for sure. Best time of the year. Yeah.
And coming to you, this is your first big release of this year. Last year also you almost ended the year with Phone Booth, but now you're coming, this is your first release. As an actor, does it even concern you that you have a long wait between your two projects when maybe your contemporaries are having multiple releases this year, or in some or the other way?
But not in a comparative way as
Yeah.
much as in a sense of course, when something takes time, like he said, it can be emotionally draining.
Yeah.
But I think what's more important is that the film comes out the right way and it comes out at the right time. It takes a lot for that to happen, and it's not always in your control. And these things are outside of my purview, right?
Yeah.
As a young actor, I don't have much control in them. So I've been experiencing my journey with it. I've had my ups and downs, and I've had my learnings. But I don't think that it's so much about comparison that somebody is having some release or something. So I am feeling more and more the urgency and the need to do more work as I go forward, because I think earlier I didn't have that assurance in myself that I will be able to deliver despite doing more work, less volume, more volume. Earlier for me it was very important that I give everything that I have to a film, and it will remain that way. But I think now I have the confidence and assurance that, hey, I know my work, at least from the experience that I've had, I am now ready to back myself, and I'm ready to take more plunges and not put like a rukawat on myself. I still would much prefer to do one film at a time so that my characters don't leak into each other.
Yeah.
But I definitely am energized to do more and more work. So hopefully, I'll build that momentum, and in the year to come, you will see more work with less time in between. Hopefully.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but you guys have to, like the work and encourage that. So, yeah.
In war-based films where we see soldiers going and families are being concerned, but this is something for the first we have seen that literally three members of the family are going for the same war, three siblings coming together. When you hear about it for the first time and you're playing siblings along with Priyanshu, what was that on your mind that coming? Because most of the times people talk about how women are overlooked during wartime or something like that. But here the involvement is like in every way from every member, be it on field or every way. So how was that like on the first instant when hearing that everyone is involved, the whole family is going for the war?
Yeah, I think we should give a shout out to Priyanshu as well.
Yeah.
Priyanshu is a wonderful, wonderful actor. He has a very, very powerful role in this film, and he's the elder sibling of this lot. And like you rightly said, three different views into the same war, which actually allowed also Raja sir to take this narrative into different parts of the war and show you different elements of the war.
Yeah, different sides.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know that Priyanshu and Ishaan were going to play my siblings in the film. The moment I met Raja sir on a Zoom call, the end of the conversation, I think it lasted for 1 hour, 43 minutes or 45 minutes to be precise.
Wow.
The last 3 minutes were like, sir, I'm doing it, and let me know when can we start, when can I read the script. I'd not spoken much about the script, I didn't know I didn't know what Radha Mehta's screenplay or character graph is going to be like. I just was so fascinated to be a part of this beautiful journey, to learn so much from Raja sir, and I really wish and I really pray that I get to do more work with this incredible, like Ishaan and Priyanshu. Talking about, like sir mentioned in the previous interview, that which I didn't even realize, I signed up because of Radha attracted me so much. There are no inhibitions like sister, mother, girlfriend, wife. It's okay. I mean, I'm an actor and I am in it for the part that I'm offered, and I really think that it's really interesting. It would elevate my performance, should elevate the scene, the film as well. So yeah.
No, the film talks about heroism in war, courage and sacrifice. How do you think the definition of heroism has changed over the time? And keeping your film in mind, how do you think that is defined in this film?
I think that, of course, there is an element of bravery, bravado, courage, that you can take away from any army film, I would say. But I think beneath that, there are layers and layers and layers to unpack, because every soldier is first a person.
Yeah.
And I think the heroism is in being vulnerable and in being human, and being able to overcome your weaknesses when the time arrives and when duty calls. And I think that's one of the most beautiful things about the heroism of Balram Singh Mehta and this film and the character. There's also the heroism of a young soldier who's enthusiastic and wants to be a leader, who is waiting for his chance, but when he falls into that place by chance, and when that responsibility falls on his shoulders, he realizes the larger value of leadership is not about yourself, it's about the people that you are leading, and it's about the cause that you are leading towards. And I think that I think is one of the most beautiful qualities of heroism in this script and in this character.
Yeah. Okay, and my time's almost up, so I would like to play a small game where I'll give you like 5 clues on movies based on Indian Armed Force, and you have to guess.
Wow, we'll try. I'm not really good at it, but
Hindi films.
Who knows? You only might be.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay, the first one. The story of 6 young Indians who assist an English woman to film a documentary on the freedom fighters from their past and events that lead them.
Rang De
Basanti.
Basanti. I said it first.
We said it together.
Yeah, together.
Okay.
Together. Rang De Basanti.
Chalo.
Yeah.
Okay, an aimless, unemployed.
Laksh.
Come on, wait.
That was at aimless.
But it is Laksh, right?
Yeah,
Aimless.
It is.
the first word was
2004.
enough.
Aimless stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, in 1971, along the border.
Border.
Come,
1971 border.
बहुत tough नहीं बनाया मैंने.
1971.
Yeah, it's right. It's border.
Border.
It's border, right?
I think we should
Yeah.
let her finish
She
this.
said Pippa, though.
But
Which
it's
is what I
also-
should have said.
Yeah. Okay, this is quite tough.
Okay.
An orphan soldier's life changes after
Sitaramam.
he gets. I told you it's tough. Why?
Sita Ramam.
Yeah. Based on the life of a Paramveer Chakra awardee whose bravery and unflinching courage in chasing the Pakistani soldiers out of Indian territory contributed immensely to India finally winning the Kargil war.
This is,
Shesha.
has it released yet?
Shesha, right?
Shesha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think, yeah,
You got it right.
Got
Yeah.
it right. I mean, I think I gave you the questions beforehand.
So we're tied and you've
Yeah.
got one.
I've failed,
Yeah.
as always.
You got Shesha.
I'm happy to lose this one.
Yeah. Thank you so much. It was
Thank you,
great
Aishwarya.
talking
Thank
to you.
you,
All the
Aishwarya.
best for Pippa.
Thank you so much.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you.